One of the unavoidable aspects of writing is the rewrite. No matter how excited you are about your first draft and how perfect you think it is, or how experienced you are as a writer, your first draft will need to be improved. I don't think there's ever been a good film that's been made from the first draft of a script. The rewriting process is essential because you often don't realize a lot about your story while you're writing it the first time. It's only after you're done and you kind of take a step back a little bit that you really understand and comprehend the story that you've written. And every story could use improvement. It's so important that you get this as a writer. If you're new to the world of screenwriting, you might have thinner skin and think your first draft is perfect, and you might want to just resist change your input. But you have to be willing to listen to criticism with an open mind and also recognize that your story and your script can always get better. For example, as you write each character and get in their heads, it will be like getting to know someone in real life. And you'll know them a lot better at the end of the writing process than you did at the beginning. So doing a rewrite pass just for character development is very common. Also, one of the most common reasons to rewrite is to enhance the conflict and the drama. Frequently, people will do a rewrite pass just focusing on the conflict and the drama. Now, I keep mentioning rewrite passes. Basically, a pass is when you go through and rewrite the script just focusing on one element. Maybe you're focusing on just the protagonist arc, or if it's comedy, maybe you're working on adding more jokes or whatever. We're going to be including several versions of the Assurance script with the exercise files that accompany this training, so you can kind of see what we did from version to version. Each time we did a significant rewrite, we created a duplicate script and made the changes in the duplicate. And we created over 20 versions of the script for the Assurance. 6 of those were from before we shot the film, and the others were writing the pickup scene and then doing the rewrite process in post-production. Now, of course, some of those were just simple changes in word phrasing since narration was such a big part of the film. But other changes were more significant. In the original draft of the script, there was no preacher. Instead, there was another warrior character named Larog. But we soon felt that he was too similar to the other warrior, Garoon, and thought that the council would be much more interesting with a shadow character that was very religious so that he could communicate to the audience how significant the religion was to the people. Also, in our first draft, we wanted to start the girls a little earlier in their arcs, so we had the banter in the hut scene a lot more playful and relaxed. Our thinking was that the juxtaposition between a playful intro and a very intense rest of the film would make a better Act 1 because we could really see how much things had changed. Now, in theory and on paper, that's fantastic, but the playful tone made the film feel too modern, too lighthearted, and didn't really fit with the desperate nature of the world. It's interesting. Every rewrite pass that we did, the film got more and more serious. And, most of my experience has been in comedy. So I think for me, it was just tonally, it was a weird shift to try to make everything as dire and dark as it was. I kind of needed a few rewrites to get into that mode of thinking. Now, in this chapter, we're going to be focusing on things that you might want to look for during the rewrite and also some tools to help you improve what you've created.